Africa, a continent of breathtaking landscapes, vibrant cultures, and incredible investment opportunities. Real estate here is booming, with investors rushing to secure prime properties. But beneath the surface, there are serious risks that could turn your dream investment into a nightmare. Today, we uncover the top 10 most dangerous countries to buy a home in Africa, where real estate investments could lead to massive losses, legal troubles, or even personal danger. Knowing these risks could save you thousands and even millions of dollars. Welcome to the Globe Realty, your trusted guide in global real estate investments. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We bring you in-depth real estate insights from around the world, helping you make smarter investment decisions. Number 10. Equatorial Guinea. Imagine a country where the leaders live in gold-plated mansions, but the majority of the people struggle to afford basic housing. That's Equatorial Guinea, one of Africa's richest countries in terms of oil revenue, but also one of the most corrupt. The ruling family controls almost every major business, including real estate. Transparency International consistently ranks it among the most corrupt nations in the world. Here, property laws exist, but only on paper. Investors who buy property often find themselves entangled in legal disputes, with powerful elites seizing their assets. Foreign investors face additional hurdles, including bureaucratic red tape, bribery demands, and outright fraud. And if you ever find yourself in a land dispute, the courts are unlikely to rule in your favor, unless you have connections at the very top. In short, unless you're part of the ruling class, real estate investment in Equatorial Guinea is a gamble you're unlikely to win. Number 9. Ethiopia. Ethiopia was once seen as one of Africa's fastest-growing economies, with a real estate market full of potential. But that was before civil war, ethnic conflicts, and government crackdowns turned it into a dangerous place for property investments. The ongoing conflict in the Tigray, Amhara, and Oromia regions has devastated entire cities. In many areas, land records have been lost or destroyed, making it impossible to verify legal ownership. Investors who bought property before the conflict now find themselves unable to access or even claim their land. And even in Addis Ababa, the capital, there are risks. In recent years, the government has been known to revoke land leases without warning, especially for foreign investors. Large-scale infrastructure projects have also led to forced evictions, with property owners losing everything without compensation. If you're considering investing in Ethiopia, be prepared for legal uncertainty, land disputes, and the ever-present risk of conflict. Number 8. Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is facing one of the worst security crises in Africa. Terrorist groups, including Al-Qaeda and ISIS affiliates, have taken control of large parts of the country. Entire towns have been abandoned, with people fleeing for their lives. Real estate investment here? Almost impossible. Property values have plummeted in areas affected by violence, and many buildings have been destroyed. Even in the capital, Ouagadougou, the risk of terrorist attacks remains high. To make matters worse, the government has declared a state of emergency in multiple regions, meaning that security forces can seize properties and restrict movement at any time. There are also reports of land being illegally sold multiple times, with no reliable legal system to resolve disputes. For investors, Burkina Faso's real estate market is not just risky, it's deadly. Number 7. Nigeria. Nigeria is one of Africa's biggest real estate markets, especially in cities like Lagos and Abuja. But outside these hubs, the risks are enormous. The Niger Delta region is notorious for land disputes, illegal land grabs, and violent militias. In the north, terrorist groups like Boko Haram and ISWAP have displaced millions, leaving entire towns abandoned. And even in Lagos, real estate scams are rampant, with fake land titles and multiple sales of the same property. Kidnappings for ransom are also a major issue. Wealthy homeowners and investors have been targeted, making high-value properties potential liabilities. Investing in Nigeria? Stick to well-established high-security areas and triple-check every land title. Number 6. Chad. Chad is a country struggling with extreme poverty, political instability, and ongoing conflicts. The real estate sector is practically non-existent, with little legal protection for investors. The country's reliance on oil has led to economic instability, with property values fluctuating wildly. Land ownership laws are unclear, and corruption is rampant in government institutions. Foreign investors face additional risks, including land confiscation and bureaucratic delays. Security is also a major concern. Armed militias and rebel groups frequently attack towns, leading to mass displacement and destruction of property. The government has limited control outside the capital, N'Djamena, making real estate investments a dangerous gamble. If you're finding this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone interested in real estate investing. And don't forget to subscribe to the Globe Realty for more expert insights. Number 5. Sudan. Sudan is a country that has seen multiple military coups, civil conflicts, and economic crises. But in recent years, things have gotten even worse. In April 2023, a full-blown war erupted between the Sudanese Armed Forces, (AF), and the Rapid Support Forces, (RSF), turning major cities, including the capital Khartoum, into battlegrounds. Thousands of people have fled, leaving behind homes that have either been looted, seized by militants, or destroyed by airstrikes. For property investors, the situation is catastrophic. If you owned a home in Khartoum, there's a high chance it's been taken over by armed groups or displaced refugees. Even before this conflict, land disputes were common, and the government had a history of revoking land titles with little warning. Foreign investors are particularly vulnerable, as there are no strong legal protections for international property owners. And with no end in sight for the war, the risks of losing your investment in Sudan are simply too high. Number 4. Libya. Libya used to be one of Africa's richest countries, with a booming real estate sector. But since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011, the country has been locked in a cycle of violence and political chaos. Today, Libya is divided between rival governments, militias, and warlords. Tripoli, Benghazi, and Misrata, once thriving real estate hubs, are now battle zones where control shifts between armed groups. For property investors, the risks are overwhelming. No stable government means no enforceable property laws. Foreign investors often have their properties seized by local militias. Bombings and street warfare have left many homes abandoned or destroyed. Even if you manage to buy property, there's no guarantee you'll ever be able to claim or sell it. Until Libya finds stability, real estate investments here are little more than a financial black hole. Number 3. Central African Republic. The Central African Republic is one of the most dangerous places in Africa to own property. Over 80% of the country is controlled by armed rebel groups, and even the government struggles to maintain order. For real estate investors, the risks are extreme. Property ownership is almost meaningless in areas controlled by warlords. The constant threat of violence makes it nearly impossible to rent or sell homes. Infrastructure is barely functioning, with limited access to electricity, water, and roads. Even in the capital, Bangui, corruption is rampant. Many investors report having their land titles revoked or sold multiple times to different buyers. And with the country's ongoing instability, there is no hope for a safe, profitable real estate market anytime soon. Number 2. South Sudan. South Sudan is the world's youngest country, having gained independence in 2011. But in just over a decade, it has experienced civil wars, political instability, and economic collapse. The real estate market here is practically non-existent for investors. Why? The legal system is broken, land titles are unreliable, and disputes can lead to violent confrontations. Massive inflation has made buying and selling property nearly impossible. Flooding and climate disasters have rendered entire communities unlivable. Even in Juba, the capital, property values are unpredictable. Many high-end homes are owned by government officials and warlords, meaning if the political tides shift, those assets could be seized overnight. For foreign investors, South Sudan is one of the most unpredictable and unstable places to put your money in real estate. Number 1. Somalia. At number 1, we have Somalia, a country that has been in turmoil for over 3 decades. Somalia is infamous for having no strong central government, ongoing terrorist attacks, and widespread lawlessness. The real estate market is virtually unregulated, meaning anyone can claim a piece of land, even if it legally belongs to someone else. Some key dangers of investing in Somalia include Al-Shabaab terrorist attacks, which frequently destroy properties. No reliable legal framework to enforce property ownership. High levels of corruption, where local warlords or militias can seize your land at will. Even in the capital, Mogadishu, owning a home comes with serious risks. Many properties have been taken over by squatters or militants, and getting your land back often requires dealing with private security forces or armed groups. Simply put, Somalia is the most dangerous country in Africa to buy a home. So there you have it, the top 10 most dangerous countries to buy a home in Africa. While Africa offers plenty of incredible investment opportunities, these nations come with extreme risks that could cost you everything. If you're looking for safe and profitable real estate markets in Africa, stay tuned. We'll be covering the top 10 safest countries for real estate investment in an upcoming video. Did this video help you? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the Globe Realty, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on global real estate trends. Until next time, invest wisely.